Welcome back, YouTubers and supporters, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and stay tuned for more crazy weekly cars and tech content. In this week's video, I'm going to be explaining about a crazy project I did, but before I get into that topic, I'm going to be explaining what next week's video is going to be about. I still haven't reviewed the Golf R, the 450-500 horsepower 2017 Golf R. My friend has been really busy lately, and so have I, so we haven't really had a good time to review the car, as well as been raining outside recently. And for next week's video, it's most likely going to be one of these two. I got this OBD port scanner diagnostic tool by OBD11. It works for Android only at the moment, and I'll be reviewing that next week, or installing these rear LED lights. They're either, this one's red and this one's white. So we'll see if these are compatible. These were provided to me by a seller on Amazon. And if they fit on my car, I'll do a giveaway. You guys can have this for free. And now let's get straight into this video. So I provided my mom a computer that's crazy. She was complaining about her computer, her HP crappy computer, desktop was really slow, and she wanted something with more memory, more storage, and faster. So I built her a computer, and it's not just a regular computer, it's one of my crazy builds. So as you guys can see right here, I built this Lego case for my desktop about a couple years ago, back in 2016. So if you turn it on, all these crazy lights turn on. I love this computer. I've never had a problem with it. Now let's turn it off and focus on what we did here. So I had a PlayStation 3 that had the yellow light of death, and I basically gutted out the PlayStation 3. I decided to convert that into a computer case. I'm using an Asus H161K motherboard. I forgot the name of it, but it's a Flex ATX motherboard. It's a small form factor, so it fits. It's like 9.5 by 6.5 or something like that, but it's really small, but it's powerful. I have an Intel i5. I'm gonna turn on the computer at the same time. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that little LED means it's on, and it's gonna boot up into the BIOS. Well, past BIOS, I don't know. So I have an Intel i5 3340 CPU that clocks around 3.10 gigahertz, and that's stock. It can definitely be overclocked to 4 gigahertz or so. And I have like 16 or 8 gigabytes. No, I have about 8 gigabytes of RAM in it. I have 1 terabyte 1 terabyte hard drive, and a 256 Samsung SSD. And the computer is running pretty fast. So we're gonna show you the close-up looks of how it is. Do you guys hear that? It's a very quiet computer. So I had a few issues while running into customizing everything to fit. Like these screws, they're holding down the front USB 3.0 ports, and here's the power LED. It's not the best way to set it up, but I managed to keep that in place. So you can literally disconnect this USB and then plug it back in. I think I put it the wrong way. There you go. And it closes. This is the first generation, so this is the one that opens and closes, which I love. I don't know why they discontinued it for the second generation, third generation PlayStation 3. And with the power button, I was going to use a bigger power button like this one right here, but when I put it in there, it just wouldn't click, so I had to use a smaller power button. So I have this entire gap right here, which I am going to have to cover it later on. But for now, that's just going to stay like that. There is no CD or DVD port in here because we don't need it. But as you can see in there, those are the SSDs. No, the single SSD and the single hard drive. And right here, I left this open for you guys to see the motherboard and all the internals. It's kind of hard. It's very compact in there. And the airflow is pretty good in there too. I'm using a Cool Master fan and CPU heatsink. And here are the back ports. It's not the nicest design or the cleanest design in the back, but it definitely keeps it all held in place. I had to do a lot of customization to keep this panel, this whole entire thing fixed onto the PlayStation 3. And on the other side, we have the small form factor Corsair power supply. It did not fit in any way, shape, or form inside the case, so I had to customize it to fit outside. But it has to have an opening because the exhaust heat has to expel out of the computer. You don't want hot air inside the computer. So with this little trim right here, I don't know if you guys can see that, I took it out from here and I used epoxy to paste it onto right here. So whatever's in here, it's holding, it's like a bracket. I'm using whatever was right here as a bracket to hold the storage devices. So this is pretty much it. You could also face it upwards too. Give me 1 second. So you can face it like this too. I prefer to have it down because the power supply is kind of heavy and you could probably easily tumble it down. And now let's just look at some specs on the computer. Alright, so I'm pulling up the Intel processor diagnostic tool just to show you that it passed all the tests. And then from there we're just going to check our CPU core temperatures. Everything's normal. It's a pretty cool environment inside that PlayStation 3 case. And now we're going to go to a CPU-Z application, and we're just going to view some of the information that this computer has. So I am using my onboard graphics card. There is no actual graphics card on the computer because there's no space for it and my mom doesn't need it. She's just going to use it for storing data and Excel documents and Microsoft Word and stuff like that. And here is her motherboard type, which is an Asus H61M-K. That's the correct one. It has 8 GB of DDR3 RAM. I maxed it out at 8. She doesn't need it anymore. I could have added 16 or 32 or whatever. 8 is good enough. She wanted something reliable and cheap and not too expensive and performs fast enough. Kingston RAM. See, like I said, just a regular Intel HD graphics. Can we bench this? Let's bench it. Alright, so this is what we got. 313.1, this processor, 1203.8. I don't know if that's good or not. Yeah, I guess you have to search it up. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for more videos later on. And I will provide the video on how I built this custom PlayStation 3 to fit this custom computer I built. Subscribe and peace.